Welcome back to the SCIF. I'm Matt. That's Stu. If you guys notice, I am through a steering wheel again. It's like the olden days.
Mobile.
Yep. I am back up north, and my internet at my house sucks for some reason. I use T-Mobile, and I use their cellular internet, and sometimes it works great, and sometimes it's absolute trash. And right now, it's absolute trash. So I'm back in town, sitting under the antenna on my cell phone, so you guys get to look through my steering wheel again, just like the olden days. So got a good show tonight. We're going to do the same thing. We're on YouTube. We're going to switch over from YouTube at some stage here, and going through our spiel. We are the Green Beret Life. We're a 501c3. We do firearms training for civilians, and everything, all of our proceeds go to getting veterans families, first responder families into the outdoors for events. Sometimes it's shooting, sometimes it's other things. So we primarily focus on firearms instruction. So we do pistol, rifle, shotgun, but we do some other things every once in a while. Survival. We do situational awareness courses. We do land navigation. And if you have an idea and you're interested in doing a class with us, and you got a few people together, there's a possibility we could come to you. So go check out our website. Our website's not fully up to date. We're working on that too. If you have a question on joining the military, you want to ask me or you want to ask Stu, feel free to email us at TheGreenBeretLife@gmail.com. Sometimes it takes us a little while to get back to you, but we will get back to you. And you could have any question. Joining the military, contracting after the military, that's going to be more Stu's wheelhouse, or anything. There is no stupid questions. We need patriots now more than ever in the military. And with that, Stu, what do we got on the docket for tonight?
We've got several things I found that were interesting. One of them I had sent you earlier, and it's a video, but we can still talk about it. It's I'm sure a lot of our audience knows Dan Bongino. If you don't, he was a Secret Service member during George Bush, Obama, that era. I think he did Secret Service for 11 years. He was an instructor at the Secret Service training facilities and everything. And he spoke at an event, or not, it wasn't an event.
Then he ran for Congress. This is how
Yep.
he became a personality. He ran
Right.
for Congress. Mark Levin gave him, he ran in Maryland originally. He also ran in Florida. Mark Levin brought him on the show, let him do a show at some stage, and he had a knack for it. And
Yeah.
I really
He was talking to some of the representatives that were doing an investigation into the attempt on President Trump, and he was really reiterating a lot of what we had talked about before. Of, it's just too many failures to be coincidence. Hey Matt, can you turn your truck light on? You're nothing but a black smudge with the sun going down and everything.
That's the way it's going to be.
This
is the way it is. It's old school.
But
well, back up a little bit. There is a congressional committee put together. They're not letting this go. Dan Bongino has been absolutely fantastic on following the assassination attempt, because the media has rabbit holed it, right? And now all of these federal agencies are investigating, and they're hoping that the investigation gets dragged out to where it's out of the public consciousness somewhere down the road, and we're going to forget about it. Well, they're not letting us forget about it. So there's a panel of congressmen consisting of Eli Crane, Andy Biggs, Matt Gaetz, a handful of other ones in there. And a lot of these guys have military experience. Some of these guys have law enforcement experience, and none of this passes the sniff or smell test for anybody that served either in in law enforcement or in the military. None of
Well,
it does.
one of the things Bongino said that, um, well, I apologize. I had the thought in my head when you were talking, and then I let it go and didn't complete it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
but yeah,
what,
he's really done a lot to keep. Oh, he said, it's amazing. It's, over 60 years later, and we're still talking about the JFK assassination, but it's less than 2 months later, and nobody will say a word about the attempt on President Trump's life.
yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. The media and the media cycle's done everything they could just to bury it, and uh, just make it a non-issue, just to put it away and not even look at it.
Well, you still have people out there that are saying this whole thing was fake.
Yeah.
You have rabid lefties who, they buy everything that they're being sold from their side. I mean,
Well, there is a lot of mental illness out there.
yeah, and they believe that it helps Trump. So the media is completely corrupt. We talk about this all the time. Absolutely complicit. They're nothing but propagandists for the people that are in power. Right? We're on YouTube here. You got to be a little bit wary. But
A little vague.
if it's not obvious by now that the media is absolutely not bringing you what's going on, but running a narrative for a specific side, then you need to open your freaking eyes. So the media is completely corrupt. They're absolutely derelict in impartiality or anything else, and they're out there just pushing pushing the propaganda. And unfortunately, they have got I'm going to say maybe 30% of the country whose skulls are full of mush, and they
Yeah.
just buy whatever shit they shove down their throat. And you're not going to argue with something. You can't fix stupid, like the old Honda ad said. You can't fix stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad that these congressmen and Bongino are keeping this going. Bongino has the unique position of being in the Secret Service and now a public figure where he has many, many, many contacts. So he knows.
Yeah, and two, he has his own show, so he can get out there and like you said, give that perspective and give that inside knowledge on how things are supposed to go, because you know without having that perspective on it, they can just snowball a whole lot of things and just, oh well, no, this is normal procedure, well, this is how this is normally done. But he's up there and he can throw the flag and definitely take and
Well, I believe he has the largest show on Rumble. I think he's approaching 4 million subscribers. He was one of the initial investors in
yeah.
Rumble, and he does have a big outlet, and he's got a radio show too.
Yep.
So,
But
anyways,
we got off sideways with trying to get off the shows that we're looking at. But we've got Kamala Harris has finally agreed to do an actual interview with a journalist after almost 2 months after she's decided she's going to run for president. She's not been able to do any sort of interview, but apparently it's going to be a joint interview because she requires supervision.
Yeah.
So her running mate's going to be there with her. Trump went and honored the troops killed in the Afghanistan withdrawal, and Biden and Harris were both no-shows. Biden was on vacation on the beach in Delaware, and Harris was actually in DC but couldn't be bothered to make an appearance whatsoever.
Well, there's something new to that story today. I don't know if you've caught that, Stu. The media is now stirring up controversy. Have you seen this?
Yeah, absolutely. They have to. Yeah. They have to take the spotlight off of their nonsense.
Mm-hmm. So,
but
so we'll talk about that as we get into the subject. And
what else?
What else?
We've got California, the lovely bastion of socialism that it is. The a bill has made it through
The Senate.
the Senate and is on its way to Gavin Newsom's desk that will it will allow for people, including illegal immigrants, to be eligible for up to $150,000 in state-supported home loans to assist with down payments.
For illegals, Stu. It's for illegals.
Well, I've seen it phrased two different ways, that it's for everyone and illegals are included. And I've seen one where it says it'll allow illegal immigrants. So I've seen it reported both ways.
Yeah. Okay.
Either way, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. What do we have? Anything else?
Yes, I've got two more. The special counsel Jack Smith has basically refiled the indictment against Trump for January 6th. This came out today, and I honestly don't understand a ton of it with how they're trying to get around it, with basically the Supreme Court saying he's immune from prosecution because he was the president doing his presidential duties. So who knows what kind of nonsense they're trying to twist and turn it into. So we'll definitely be watching that to see how it unfolds.
They're trying to twist that into a situation where they said, "Oh yeah, we agree with you, so we're re-bringing it." None of it makes any sense. Matt Gaetz is now kicking up some dust in the House, saying that this is actually election interference because it's within 60 days of
absolutely
early voting. And there's also the fact that Jack Smith is illegitimate. It has already been adjudicated that he's not a legitimate prosecutor in this scenario. So this is gonna crash and burn, and it's only gonna help Trump. They never learn.
And the last one is, and it's all things that we've known about, but it's finally coming out, and I think it's probably Zuckerberg feeling that Trump's going to win, so he's trying to get out in front of it and lessen the storm coming his way. But they finally have come out saying that yes, the Biden-Harris administration was pressuring them to censor COVID-19 stuff on Facebook, and came to them pressuring them about the Hunter Biden laptop. So this stuff's finally coming out, which we all knew what happened, but it was, they'll sit there and lie with a straight face until, you just get frustrated and give up. But it's coming out now, according to Zuckerberg, that yes, Facebook was being pressured by the government entities to do their bidding and basically use a third party to interfere with your freedom of speech. And that way the government could claim plausible deniability. But when the government is forcing someone else to do something on their behalf, it's the same as them doing it themselves.
Well, we got two strikes here on YouTube for this. We got two strikes because a certain therapeutic, there were two therapeutics, if you know what I'm saying, and they were mentioned. And just mentioning those therapeutics, which have come out to be extremely legitimate, and just mentioning those would get you a strike, and then they would start digging through all your other bullshit. So yeah, I'm glad it's coming out, but holy shit, this asshole spent $400 million of his own money to put basically illegal ballot boxes only in heavily Democratic areas.
Yep. Yeah. It's he's trying to lessen the wrath that's coming his way. But those are the shows or the stories we have, and we may not be able to get to all of them. Sometimes we get running out on one thing, and it monopolizes more of the show than something else. But is there one you want to start with in particular, Matt, while we're still over here on YouTube, or do you want to go ahead and move over to?
We're on YouTube, and we already talked about
Bongino.
Yeah, we talked about Bongino. So let's let's pop smoke on YouTube, go over to Rumble and speak freely.
Yeah, but you guys look up, let me see, let me find it, because if you've not seen it, it's a really good video. The one I saw was kind of edited down to just his responses during the hearing. Let me see, here it is. It's oops, didn't mean to do that, sorry. It's
we can show it over on Rumble because you might get copyright striked here.
Yep, we can do that, or I can just post a link to it or something in the live chat.
There you go.
But yeah, all right, we'll switch over to Rumble. We'll get rid of YouTube here, and we'll see you guys over there.